Part 1, Introduction and the Two Dads Mindset. Opening scene, musical note. Background music starts, the screen fades in. Mic narrator. Have you ever wondered why some people struggle financially their whole lives while others become wealthy? Why do the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Scene changes to a young Robert Kiyosaki standing with two different father figures. Mic narrator. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, grew up with two fathers. His biological father, Poor Dad, and his best friend's father, Rich Dad. Their advice about money was completely different, shaping Robert's financial mindset. Scene 1, introducing Poor Dad versus Rich Dad. A split screen, left side, Poor Dad, a government worker in a suit, right side, Rich Dad, a businessman with a casual shirt. Mic narrator. Poor Dad was highly educated, had a stable government job, and believed in the traditional path: study hard, get good grades, find a secure job, and retire. Scroll text appears on screen. Work for money. Mic narrator. On the other hand, Rich Dad had little formal education but was a successful entrepreneur. He believed in making money work for you by owning businesses and investing. Money bag text appears on screen. Make money work for you. Scene 2. Their advice on money. Loudspeaker. Poor Dad's advice. 1. Go to school, get a good job, and save money. 2. Work hard for a steady paycheck. 3. Invest in a house. It's the biggest asset you'll ever own. Loudspeaker. Rich Dad's advice. 1. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. 2. Don't just rely on one job. Build assets that generate income. 3. A house is not an asset if it takes money out of your pocket. Mic narrator. So, who do you think was right? Well, Robert chose to follow his rich dad's advice, and that changed his life. Scene 3, the rat race concept. Upward trend animation showing a person working, getting a paycheck, paying bills, and repeating the cycle. Mic narrator. Most people fall into the rat race, working a 9-to-5 job, earning a paycheck, paying bills, and having nothing left at the end of the month. The rich, however, build assets that generate income even while they sleep. Stop sign text appears on screen. Escape the rat race. Mic narrator. But how do you escape the rat race? That's what we'll explore in part 2. Loudspeaker. Call to action. Stay tuned for the next episode where we'll discuss financial literacy and the difference between assets and liabilities. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Musical note. End music. Video fades out. Part 2. Financial literacy, assets versus liabilities. Opening scene. Mic narrator. Welcome back. In part 1, we learned about Robert's two dads and their different financial mindsets. Now, let's talk about the most important lesson in Rich Dad, Poor Dad: financial literacy. Scene 1. What is financial literacy? A character is reading a book labeled Financial Literacy, open book. Mic narrator. Financial literacy means understanding how money works. The biggest mistake people make is not knowing the difference between an asset and a liability. Scene 2. Assets versus liabilities. A seesaw appears. Left side, assets upward trend. Right side, liabilities downward trend. Mic narrator. According to Rich Dad, loudspeaker. Assets. Check mark. Put money into your pocket. Check mark. Examples: stocks, real estate, rental properties, businesses, intellectual property. Loudspeaker. Liabilities. Cross mark. Take money out of your pocket. Cross mark. Examples: loans, car payments, credit card debt, even your own house. if it's not generating income. Scene switches to a man buying an expensive car with a loan. Mic narrator, many people buy liabilities thinking they are assets. For example, buying a car on EMI. It loses value over time and costs you money. Scene 3, the secret to becoming rich, upward trend chart showing income from assets growing over time. Mic narrator, the secret to getting rich. Buy assets, not liabilities. The rich build passive income from assets, while the poor and middle class get trapped in debt. Scene 4, how to start. Mic narrator, you might be thinking, how do I start building assets? Pushpin step 1, learn about investments, stocks, real estate, businesses. Pushpin step 2, start small, save money and invest wisely. Pushpin step 3, focus on creating multiple sources of income. Mic narrator, in part 3, we'll discuss how to develop the mindset of the rich and take control of your financial future. Don't miss it. Loudspeaker, call to action, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 3. Part 3, the mindset of the rich and action plan. Opening scene. Mic narrator, welcome back. Now that we understand financial literacy, let's talk about the mindset of the rich and how you can apply these lessons in real life. Scene 1, mindset differences, a comparison of two people's thoughts, poor dad and rich dad. Mic narrator, rich people think long-term and take calculated risks. Poor people fear failure and avoid financial education. Loudspeaker. Rich mindset, checkmark looks for opportunities. Checkmark understands risk and reward. Checkmark always learning. Loudspeaker. Poor mindset, crossmark fears risk. Crossmark focuses only on job security. Crossmark doesn't invest in self-education. Scene 2, taking action. Mic narrator, now, it's time for you to take action. Here's what you can do. Keycap 1, start reading financial books. Keycap 2, find ways to generate passive income. Keycap 3, avoid bad debt and focus on assets. Keycap 4, take control of your money. Don't let money control you. Mic narrator, this was just a summary of Rich Dad Poor Dad, but the real change happens when you apply these lessons in your life. Loudspeaker, final call to action. If you found this helpful, share it with others. Let's all learn how to make money work for us. Musical note, end music, video fades out.